You'll still have common days. Put off your term papers till the last minute. Eat cold pizza right out of the fridge. Update your fantasy roster. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first stream of the Aurora Series playoff. I'm Relescent, and I'm here with Ari. Ari, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here, and I know we're starting a little bit late, so we are going to speed run this intro a little bit for you guys, make sure that you can get into the action.
Yeah, for sure. This is the Forge Trials presented by the Army National Guard, and you can find your calling at thenationalguard.com. This is the Aurora Series for women and marginalized genders, and we're going to be looking at the roster lineups for today, which is the Ruby Owls, not from Kennesaw State, but, you know, some players of that roster, as well as Northeastern Aqua joining us. We've got Eep, ZZZ, M-Doggy, and Espion, and Lilac, Not Jelly, Aberrat, Us, and Key. Moving on, we also have our map picks and bans, which I can tell you right off the bat, our first map will be split, and we'll see Ruby Owls on that defense first, which will be exciting to see. Next, we have our uncommon traits. The Forge Trials is presenting these from the National Guard, and we've got Mental Unlock as the first primary trait. Ari, break this down for us.
Yeah, sure. Mental Unlock. We interviewed their coach, and basically that was the one key that they said they need to get going. They need to make sure they don't start tilting, that they win the rounds that they're supposed to, and they don't let previous rounds affect what they're having in future rounds. Moving on to point 2, hitters gotta hit, meaning at those top tier players you're expecting to perform, they do need to perform. People like us, who are new additions to the team, who are duelist IGLing, you really want to see them find as much value as they can. And then, of course, Super Sub Online. Not only do we have new people joining the team, but we also have one new player joining for this particular game. We want to see them get as much value as they can. Those are things to focus on for map number 1 and 2, and I guess for the whole series.
Yeah, for sure. And as we get into the game here, I think it's important to highlight, you know, this is the playoffs. These teams have played each other before. So they've definitely had time to, you know, VOD review, go back to the drawing board, you know, work out things that worked and things that didn't quite work. So I'm excited to see this matchup, because I feel as though it's going to be a lot closer than it was in the playoff. I mean, in the early bracket rounds.
Yeah, these teams met in Group C. It was a 2-0 matchup in favor of the Ruby Owls. Not sure exactly what the round counts were there, but that, of course, led for Northeastern Aqua having to go play in that decider bracket with all of the third seeds. They end up beating the gauntlet there. They come back, they rematch against their Group C opponents of Toronto, and they don't unfortunately find the win there, so now they're rematching again someone from their group in the Ruby Owls. If they can successfully beat this test, well, they're finally released into the world of the other groups, but right now they're still in their little own bubble, needing to prove themselves one match at a time.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely gonna be a fight for Northeastern Aqua, and they have something to prove for sure. And we're seeing the picks here, the agent picks, and I mean, right off the bat, what catches my eye is, I mean, number 1, the Clove, and personally, the Sage.
Yeah, I mean, on a map like Split, right, obviously not too foreign, but also a strategic choice, right? Obviously, you can go for that wall in mid, kind of get yourself that early pressure, but a lot of teams will opt for a Viper, as you're seeing with the Ruby Owls. Just kind of thinking about those different things, and I think, yeah, we are going to get things situated. I believe the Ruby Owls are on defense here, if I'm not mistaken, so we'll have those swap for you in a moment.
It's also important to note here that they've got a lot of heal kits on the side of, I believe, the Ruby Owls.
Yeah, Sky, Clove, Sage, all that.
Got early push out mid here, trying to take early aggression. Angel with the first blood of the series onto ZZZ.
Yeah, I love that mid pressure call from the defense. Always walking down mid on that pistol. You're never going to run into a 5-man down mid, so it's really, really nice to get that early space, find a pick for themselves here, and then keep on going with the value that they've gained. Of course, there will be a reclear from the attackers here, but that time is burned down, already 40 seconds. They don't have space towards those extremities, although they do have a Viper working up towards A.
Oh, a lot of damage onto that waylay there, and EPB also way far up and gets punished. Almost getting a pick that we didn't get to see onto Espeon, and Angel with another. Let's see if Ivy can make something work on this attack, and it's the last player standing for the side of Aqua, and it's gonna be a defense round to the Ruby Owls. Man,
I'm gonna call it like
that was pretty. That was pretty closed door moment there.
Oss, you are a nerd. I know them, so I can say this, but they're a nerd. Going for the shorty, picking up 2 kills in the first round, and now opting for that judge. You have to assume they're going to have a very similar playstyle to the previous round, if not kind of mirroring it in a different location on the map. With Clove, you do have that ability to speed up after one elimination into a second one, so that is kind of nice. But for the attacking side here of, I believe, Northeastern Aqua, they are going to take a pause for a moment before speeding up into this A main off contact.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely getting some info mid here. A little bit of damage there from Abby. Let's see. A lot of info there. And it's going to be an early, fast push on the site. Angel holding it down, getting 2 before recalling. Going to be caught up. Oh!
Ace.
A 4K for Angel. That is disgusting. Holding down the site all by herself. What?
3 bullets. Got it on the last one! No way!
Second round of the series, and that's an ace. That's a statement.
I mean, you could argue anti-eco A's, yada yada. Nah, that was clean, okay? That was clean. They recalled the 2 players that were there, just weren't aware of their positioning on site. And so you see the player of Angel find 5 whole kills in 1 round. I doubt we're going to see that one happen again in the series. But as we said earlier in our keys to the game, hitters got to hit. There's a big hit.
I mean, they're definitely making a statement here, but with guns bought now and a bonus from the Owls, let's see who comes out on top. Similar firepower right now. Let's see. Ivy here, slowly contacting up. Gonna spam out this wall. That's definitely gonna be heard. A slow from Jelly to, you know, slow them down here. Make sure they don't get too frisky up in the mid area. Space cannot be taken for free, for sure. But they're going to slow down here. They're very in a stasis right now on this attack. And they're taking this space. Owls is not giving them anything. They're going to take all the space they can get to choke them out.
I like the early mid pressure breaking the wall, but I'm very worried of what's going to happen here for Jelly if they were to peek out of the smoke jump spot. Well, they're going to be the flash and crew ball. Whew.
Yeah, and that's going to be a straight trade 1-for-1 there. Espeon going to see some action soon. Owls here. Oh, nice pick.
No.
They're going to fell too. That were just sitting in the lobby there. I mean, shoot, I guess. And that's going to be a free B site for the Northeastern Aqua team. Abby here has heard the spike planted, waiting for the team to regroup here. 2v4 retake. Definitely gonna be a hard nut to crack, but yeah, I mean, not impossible. They are at a gun disadvantage, theoretically. But shooter's gonna shoot, what would we say that? We got a wrap coming in here. Eve gonna get 1. And Angel gonna nip that one in the bud, but Mimi there with the last kill.
I mean, any damage is good damage on a bonus round, but it looks like they only were able to find the 2 eliminations. Ruby Owls, of course, had that Waylay ultimate ready as the 7 kills in 2 rounds works up your ult orbs pretty dang quickly. It just wasn't really feasible to go into that 2v4, 2v5 that it was in that final moments of the retake. They just decide, hey, let's just slow it down, see what they give us, and it was not much. The Bulldog couldn't do any heroics this time.
Yeah, for sure. And it's good to have a round on the board as well. Gonna see they just push out these extremities. The Ruby Owls here, ready for these early contact. And it's gonna be a first pick for Owls here. Really great kind of stall there from that mid pressure. Eep here on a kind of lurk, gonna catch out Angel in a reposition. Awkward, but I mean, no damage really gonna be dealt there. So that they just know that one person is lurking in this A area, so they cannot rule this A push out quite yet from the Northeastern Aqua.
This is gonna be peek off jiggle contact, yeah.
Oh, hello.
Surely. Nope, just staying with the anchor.
I mean, I like this. Owls is definitely there for that refrag. Jelly with a nice first, nice kill onto Ivy. I mean, every time they go for these pushes, they're immediately punished, which, I mean, really great work on this defense here.
Northeastern Aqua, they lost that mid space. Now they try and make a gamble play towards A, and it just doesn't work out. Eep, eep, eep. Gonna fall back down.
Yeah, caught with the knives out. I mean...
Yeah.
Very rough stuff, but they're gonna hear them running over here. Owls definitely will be ready for this. But they're gonna clear that smoke. Kind of? No.
Or try to.
And Owls, I mean, 4K. They were there in the mid, they were there to cover the stairs as well. I mean, shoot, I can't hate. Really great work all around from the Ruby Owls. I mean, what is the answer for Northeastern Aqua right now?
Well, friendly reminder that Abby and Jelly are the only two returning players from this Ruby Owls roster, along with Zobi and the coach, but everyone else is new. And so Oz is one of those players that came in via trial because you only need 3 players from a school in order to participate. They come in off of trials, not being any sort of friends with any of these players, but well acquaintance to now proving their name as they find a solid round for themselves and anchoring it down for the team.
Ooh, and a fast hit in the mid here. Jelly gonna have to hold down this site. Wait for it. Oh, but Espeon in the mid gonna punish this. And gotta get that running back here. 3 gonna fall here. And it's a 2v4. But it's not impossible. A lot of damage onto Mimi. I mean, Owls gonna get one before falling there. Mimi dangerously low. It's gonna be a rough 1v3, but not impossible, but it's gonna be Lilac shutting any hopes of that down.
Yeah, I mean, I like what I saw there, right? Obviously, the Ruby Owls, they take that round with 3 players remaining, but I was saying chill, Lilac, because you're seeing a little inkling of what potential overheats could come through, right? Obviously, if you want to secure these rounds, you're going to get a bit antsy. I mean, Os with the ult in mid, it's really risky. Now, I think that's honestly one of the best insta-ults you've ever seen, though, because of the fact that you're against a Stinger, the bullets are going to run a little bit dry, and if you give them time to pick up your rifle and then you ult, well, that's another gun gifted over to your opponent. So, very good reaction from Os, great response from the team. But again, Northeastern Aqua are not out of this by any means, especially as they've just found themselves a first blood towards mid.
And we got this running back on the board to really clear out some space and get some info without being too punished for it. Not Jelly going to be caught out there. ZZ going to get a pick of their own on the, I believe, the B site here.
This is just a pinch waiting to happen. Yeah, the site will be taken. Ruby Owls are going to have to find a different way into this one, and honestly, it's not very easy. You don't have flank pressure, you don't have mid space. You're fully corralled into these 2 small angles. First blood has to come through, and it's just not gonna.
Now Jelly still holding out hope here, 1v4, but it's just not gonna happen, and that's a second round on the board for Northeastern Aqua, and it's gonna be a pretty easy climb back. 2 rounds on the board, 2 more needed to bring an equalizer.
Yeah, and obviously with that, I mean, Northeastern Aqua, they still have the funding to purchase rifles. Ruby Owls, you're starting to see maybe their credits dwindling a little bit more. Granted, they do have the ultimates. They do have that resurrect. So, as much as it may not seem like you have an advantage, right, they still have 4 rifles. They've got a judge. They can find a way to make things work. And I think there is going to be a little bit of faster pacing out by the Ruby Owls. I think they do want to change it up. And it looks like it's going to be towards mid with kind of a repeat from Pistol.
Yeah, I mean, the protocols have been the same from the Ruby Owls, I do believe. And oh, it's a judge. That's not the same protocol. Right into Ous's crosshair. And that's 2 down. And it's now a 3v5. That's not the great deficit. I would not love to take these fights here. We've got all 3 in this lobby area. One already taking a lot of damage. There'll be a flash here to make sure they're still here. And this smoke play, I mean, oh, and that smoke with the swing. 4K for Aus, and it's going to be a resurrect
Going for the ace.
out. Oh, it's not going to happen. Angel section there for that refrag. Going to give them another round.
It's going for the ace, maybe getting a little antsy with it. Unfortunately, not going to happen. So, yes, that's technically an ult to the ways side. If you're Northeastern Aqua, you say, okay, we made it out 1 there, but they did unfortunately get dumpstered by the judge, as it so tragically happens at least a few rounds a game on Split. It's just one of those maps. And now I'm starting to kind of look through and say, okay, Northeastern Aqua, what are you going to do to change the tempo in your favor? Because right now it feels like the Ruby Owls are running the show, and only when they make mistakes are when you're gifted rounds.
Yeah, I mean, they're changing up protocol here. Jelly on this A site for the first time with that early wall, but it's going to be cut through, and an early overdrive going to come in, clear out this site. Nobody's on there. Going to be Jelly taking so much damage, surely going to die. Yep, Ivy getting that kill. Overdrive going to be out. And that's a quick plant down, but I mean, they're already flooding into these cats. So it's gonna be a fast retake as well. I believe they're already on the site here, not gonna get anything quite yet. Espeon getting 1, 2 down on the side of Northeastern Aqua. Let's see.
They're both slow.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh,
Mind map? That's it?
I mean,
Wow.
if that was, I feel like that was the most Waylay ult of all time. I mean, super tragic for Northeastern Aqua. It looked like almost a winnable round there. But again, you know, you're talking about those ults. And that can really, you know, bring them even at a deficit.
I wish I could see what happened in that heaven area. Like, what happened in a ramp that Angel, I think, found 1 or 2 and then popped the ults. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a good response for Northeastern Aqua to pop one of these timeouts now. They do have 2 of them, so you certainly could use them now. But, wow, I mean, the Ruby Owls, they have those heavy hit plays, those hero plays that are working out. They're, as a team, functioning really, really well. For Northeastern Aqua, we're seeing some good solo play, right? We're seeing some good coordination with the duelists, but it feels like the rest of the team is not quite comfortable with what's going on. I'm going to take it back to 2 rounds ago when we saw Oz with the judge on that 4K round. If you didn't know, the Viper wall went up, but both Omen smokes were used for that defender spawn and cat or heaven. And so what that means is a big cue saying, hey, there's going to be a big fight here. We're not going to be forcing any other space on the rest of the map. You need to fight us now. And they did. The Ruby Owls certainly did. And that's why these punishes keep coming through. So it's really just about the fact that either A, the Ruby Owls are reading what Northeastern Aqua are putting down, or B, it's a little bit too obvious what's being telegraphed for the opponents. I think they do need to work with that Viper a little bit more and find that deeper insert, pressure mid a little bit more, because that's where you're going to be popping out from.
For sure, and I think the Ruby Owls defense is relatively predictable, but I think the fact that the Ruby Owls are consistently at least good for 1 before going out really helps them out in these trays and refrags to give them these advantages here before, you know, the rotations. Oh, that's a lot of damage, and I believe that was an off. Slow gonna come out here, gonna delay this push, and that's an op down sites here for them to clear before pushing the site, and it's gonna be right into Aus with 2 on Collat. Ew, that's disgusting. And another onto Espeon, and they're gonna keep going. A 4th. Okay.
No way. We're not playing Give Us the Ace game.
We are not playing the ace game, but that's gonna be another round for the Ruby Owls, albeit a little sus.
All right, so gang, I think we're starting to see how the Ruby Owls feel about this game in particular. Us at 16 and 10, Angel at 12 and 2, 1 ace for the former player, and then 2 for the previous for 4Ks. I mean, you're really looking at a team that is having fun, that is taking every result how they can get it, And I think that after the timeout, that also sends a message to say, hey, as much as you might think you've got this game in the bag, we certainly still have our options laid out.
You have to respond to this B push, and they're still in this lobby area. They're all stacked except for this Viper lurk in the mid sewers.
Well, look at Aussie main. They have
Running
A main
back
space.
gonna be
They know this is
top
B.
tier. Mimi trying to clear something. Ivy gonna get one. Angel gonna nip Ivy in the bud, but that's a run it back. Two for Angel before going down here. Not Jelly still not quite cleared in this smoke. Waiting. That's gonna be almost a clout. One for Jelly. And I mean, Ivy and Espeon here. Kind of a hero play, but I think they did pretty well on that push.
I mean, again, that's what we're talking about. When Northeastern Aqua get the rounds on the board, it's because their duelists find that hard entry. They are succeeding at playing fast. And so I think, honestly, if you're Northeastern Aqua, you want to just keep going with those faster plays. Now, the downside is that you have a Viper. The problem is that you don't have that utility to actually employ what's been working for you and replicate it across multiple rounds.
And you also don't have an ult every round, which they have been investing.
Also true. Right, but it's just kind of one of those things where maybe you look towards future maps and you say, okay, guys, this double duelist worked really, really well. Maybe we stick with it and instead employ double initiator or something else that'll help you, a sentinel, maybe more on defense, things like that. Again, just kind of analyzing from a very straightforward perspective of, oh, this is working, let's try and keep doing it.
Yeah, they're definitely going for those hard and fast pushes that have been working, but I love to see more value from those Viper lurks because I think that the rotations from Ruby Owl are relatively consistent, relatively quick. So I think that it could become predictable and they could punish that as that Viper is lurking. But then again, a Viper lurk is also predictable, so maybe they're going to wait for that lurk and punish it as well.
Yeah, a lot of the time split on that either A, heaven side towards ramp, or in the mid, you try and get somebody inserted. So that's either the wall being burned mid and then the quick rotates being enabled so that you don't need that additional mid space, or having somebody anchoring down on that ramps right in that tiny little cubby, if you know what I'm talking about. They just hold on, they can see that main space, they can see if anyone crosses up to ramp or through to sites, and then they can react accordingly. So although that Viper wall does apply pressure, if someone's in that corner, rendered completely useless. I do think that Northeastern Aqua need to start punishing that space that is being kind of held, but the only problem is that they haven't displayed it. That Ruby Owl needs to respect that because there hasn't been a hard push towards ramp and then a cut. It's always been just hard hit site.
Yeah, and I mean, I have to say it's been a fairly early push in these lobby areas as well. Every time they're taking a lot of early space as the Ruby Owls. I mean, they're on the defense. They don't have to. They could sit as far back as they wanted to, but they're inserting themselves very aggressively, and that could be easily punished if, they catch that vibe. And I feel like it hasn't been punished and they keep doing it. So until it stops working, they're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, this game set the tone certainly already. We had one timeout used. We have one team, I don't want to say fully steamrolling, but it certainly is a very convincing show right now for one side compared to the other. Again, just trying anything that you can do, replicating the success you've had, or throwing additional ideas at the wall and seeing if they stick. My one message would be probably not to repeak Oz because they will be repeaking you. You can hold it, that's fine, but be ready because they will be swinging and they're a pretty dang good shot.
And they want it, and they want it badly. They're waiting for that ace, and they still haven't gotten it quite yet. So another thing I have to say is it's also just impressive that the Ruby Owls are employing a sub right now, and they're still doing pretty well. I think that's really impressive. And talking to the coach, Joby, shout out, also a really awesome caster on the board. They are the coach of this team as well as one of the players, not playing today though. Talking to them, they were talking about how mental is really important, and they also talked about kind of what they are wanting from them playing this series. And from the Aurora series as a whole, they want to win, and they built a team for winning, and they are showing it right now.
so. The break was just a ping check, so we want to make sure that everybody was on the right server, everything's good to go and running smoothly. Now that that's done, we can continue the gameplay, and well, it is a little bit different, and it's also more of the same at the same time. It's Northeastern Aqua playing slow, initial contact, and then we'll speed up after that. At least we can presume that.
Oh, Owls with an Odin. Gonna get an early pick onto Eep here. And that's gonna be some space taken up by Northeastern Aqua. Some information taken onto this B site. And they're gonna wait. But they have a lurk. This Omen is lurking here. So it could be... This could be good. This could be good. Lilac here already in this main lobby. Gonna be seen by 3. It's gonna be 1. And ult's gonna be invested, but Ivy gonna cut that push down, and they're flying onto site here for this retake. The defuse happening as we speak. The defuse is still happening. Ouse and Espeon is just late to the party, and it's gonna be another round for the Ruby Owls. I mean,
I'm gonna say that's a miscomm right there. You saw Espeon hanging around towards main, backed up towards main because they thought maybe the player was going to get, Lilac was going to get more than the 1 pick that they did. However, she only got 1 in the end, and so now your lurk has to re-lurk just too late. The plant spot was a bit too deep on the site there. Wasn't exactly planted for that long spam, and with the smoke on top from Us and the spray from Jelly, another round chalked up for the Ruby Owls.
I mean, they still have guns in their hands. There's still hope, and they're going to spam out this wall once more. Again, taking this early space, and we see how inserted this Raze is as well in the B lobby. I mean, wherever they go, they're going to have to sacrifice at least 1 before trading. And look at Ouse here. Gonna catch this lurk, and it's going to be Ouse on top with the gun diff. Odin versus a Sheriff. Yup. I mean... That's a gun in the game, and it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when have you ever seen somebody just run around with an Odin? No way, they're gonna keep flanking, by the way. They're actually gonna commit into mid here.
Okay.
They might actually find the timing.
We got a full flank from Ouse here with the Odin. The Hinder gonna come out onto Mimi, but they're still surviving here. Ivy here. Gonna invest that Molly, try and clear out some space. We got 2 watching at a different angle. Jelly gonna fall. It's gonna be party time. Pulled out here, but Owl's on that.
No, don't peek it.
Oh my.
Damage
Owl's on that flank was able to get, I believe, 2. 1 per person in that mid area. It's gonna be a last hurrah here, 2v4 in this B main.
Us has been taking such great space on every angle, just disrespecting it because no hard clears have come through, but now it's just a spray down, a last-ditch effort that will not go the way of Northeastern Aqua. So again, they're on the back foot, heading in now to this second half.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say, but that lurk is becoming predictable on Northeastern side.
Well, now they get to change it. Completely new set of stats, if you will. Having to play a different side.
Yeah. New side, new me. This could be a comeback from Northeastern, and that's what they have been doing in these group stages here. They're crawling back. They're just fighting. And so, I mean, if they can do it again in this map, it can show signs of life. And that's what I want to see in this pistol round, is signs of life. 1 more round on the board for Northeastern Aqua.
This is going to be TDM-style pistol if I've ever seen one, I guarantee you, because I know Us, and I know Us wants to swing through this smoke. They're going to do it off maybe a little bit of mid-contact, but you have to assume that Ruby Owls are not just playing slow. They are going to be taking that space early. Swing off the orb tap. Well, yep. Heard the 1. Smoke fade. Swing on out. And wow, the Classic actually got 1. Almost the second. Jelly found 2 on A, by the way, as a solo.
1 enemy remaining.
And now it's all chalked up. Mimi falls down. Angel with an additional pick for herself, and now it's just 1. It's Eep. And I wish them the best of luck, but a 1v4 is not the most favorable position.
No, not at all, especially with just a pistol in hand and no one to really help you out. 70 HP and a dream. Can they get at least 1 more? Just 1 more for the money. Sure, that's the angle. It's gonna be Last for Abby there, and another round on the board for the Ruby Owls, securing that pistol round, securing that economy.
I mean, something we can't infer from the one half over to the second is that Oz will be going for those solo plays, those lurk plays, because they are able to still smoke after death, although it is for 6 seconds now because of the new changes. That smoke is still available, and those plays can still be made with or without them. Now, obviously, no lurks are going to be happening this time. It is a full fight here as one team has weapons. They don't want to give any over. This is the right read, though, on the correct lane. Ivito, Shorty.
Oh, not going to be able to find any value with the Shorty. Mimi caught reloading. Emmy with the classic, going to get that last hit.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my,
they're
and
aware.
it's just falling apart. Oh, it is just a bloodbath for Northeastern Aqua right now. I don't even know what to even say.
I mean, I low-key want to go into their last match on the website and see what happened. I mean, the kill count was 177 to 159, so it had to have been a lot closer, I think, in that previous matchup between these two teams, but it was still a 2-0 there. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it was 13-11, 13-10, by the way. In the previous matchup. So they were very close games.
Yeah, and now it is not, which means somebody's been doing their homework and scrimming.
I guess we gotta give props to like
Some
the coaches
early
or something,
info.
I guess.
Yeah, okay. Doggy gonna get a first pick on the Lilac Abby, the pick of their own on the Ivy. Still not been cleared out here. Angel gonna try and take care of it, but gonna opt to, you know, calm the overheat here. Mimi lurking, maybe can find this, but it's gonna be Valorant timing. Leave it up to the 50-50, and it's gonna be Espeon there. It's gonna be the side of the defense, and Jelly also gonna fall. This might be the round that Northeastern is looking for.
Albeit a bonus, but it would be a nice little start to get back in. I've seen this before. Forsaken with a judge in this corner. It's certainly doable.
no.
Abby, not spotted. Oh, well, that's a lucky
what
shot or a skill.
flick! I didn't. Okay, that could have been skill. It could have been the fates, but it's Valorant, so who knows?
True.
I mean, Valorant timing is the bane of everybody's existence, but that is another round on the board for Northeastern Aqua, breaking what I would say was kind of, you know, a desert.
A drought.
A drought, yeah.
I mean, it's a nice little satisfying pattern on that scoreline, though. I can't lie. 2 rounds, round win. 2 rounds, round win. 3 round. Like, it looks cool to see, but when it adds up, it's only those 4 rounds for Northeastern Aqua. And I think what they did that round was good, but it, again, it was kind
It's
of
a
that
cool
superior
pattern, but it's a
weaponry.
losing one, for sure.
Yeah, I just want to see them demonstrate that they have control over this map, and they're going for plays that are going to get them the value. I mean, this is a triple walk down mid through a Viper Orb, so they do have that early space.
Yeah, there's just gonna crazy lurk happening. They already have sight now. M here in the Rams has not been cleared yet, but Alpha's gonna take care of that. M gonna be the first to get that first blood there. And I mean, maybe they can find value here, but who's gonna... Oh, caught with the knife out. Jelly gonna fall. And another one with the knife out, guys! But Angel gonna quickly get one with the Bucky
player
before
standing.
falling. And I mean, I have to say, this is a great round from Northeastern. A nice flash from Espeon with the TP. Oh, but
They're gonna
Abby
go with
there.
it.
10 HP. This is still winnable. A flash. Can they swing off this one before falling? That was almost doable. That was almost scary. Okay.
I mean, that was certainly scary, but it was almost convertible.
The MVP is mine.
Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
that's bringing us, you know, closer and closer to this match point. I mean, the snake is constricting upon Northeastern despite their small wins.
I'm just looking into the game plan for this round. Surely some sort of poke and pull on the space until they are satisfied with what they want. And then Northeastern will either use that ult for retake or use it early to take that initial pull and poke that we were talking about. That Sky ult, the Seekers, though, poised in position for any sort of hard hit.
Right in their faces. A little bit of damage gonna recall. That's the Waylay Gaming. Espeon gonna get a nice pick on to Oust. That is Thanos down, by the way. A lot
One of them.
One of the
two.
Thanoses. Yeah. But I mean, that has at least one pick. Things are going to calm down here. Jelly is nicely inserted in this lobby area. Could get a nice lurk off up here, but we've got 2 in the mid here. 2v3. And oh, it's going to be M coming out on top onto Jelly here.
M-Doggy's clean with the shots. I can't lie. But apparently so
That's
is Angel's
nice.
Judge.
Yeah, Angel's Judge hitting. Gonna be running it down into the rafters area. Abby here. Some nice body shots onto Mimi. Angel gonna get one onto Eep. Abby with the flash. Not gonna capitalize off of it. It's gonna be an ult invested here. Seekers. Gonna get them some info.
Player standing.
They don't know. They can't
Oh!
hear.
The lurk from Espeon! And it all fell apart there for the Ruby Owls.
I mean, the one player that was in that predicament right now that went down to Espeon while C's, yeah, absolutely. They're not going to realize that Seeker is going flank and the player is flanking him. But what about the other 3 people? What about the players that are dead and supposed to be coming? Hey, there's somebody behind
Yeah.
you. I think we're getting maybe a little bit of those overheat moments for these players, maybe not locking in to the fullest. We talked about it. If momentum starts to go the way of Northeastern
Could be
Aqua,
worse,
they
could be
can
better.
hold this game back, make it closer, and showcase kind of what we saw in that previous series with those 13-10, 13-11.
Early smoke here. That's a flash. So kind of cleared out, but that's a lot of people. I'm backing up if I'm you. But Ivy gonna stand strong. Nothing gonna come from that first push into lobby. Ivy gonna have to wait for what's looking like a full hit onto B. But I mean, look at this space being taken by Northeastern. They're choking them up, no?
They're out on site. They're gamble playing this. They kind of have to as they don't have
Alright.
space.
It's gonna be 1-for-1 here, but oh, Ivy and Espeon denying the push. And it's gonna be another round for Northeastern. They are still in it, folks.
I know Zobi's calling a timeout right now. Right meow. Maybe next round because they're on eco this round. Oh, no,
There
okay.
it is. W predict.
All right, I'm
here's
4
Zobi,
for
what are you
4 on
saying?
the day. If I'm Zobi, so guys, we had our fun on the attack half, or sorry, on the defense half. Now it's time to lock in because this map is defender-sided. We all know that. If like Bind, you could sit around and do nothing because the defense needs space. They have to sniff out the lurks. But on a map like Split, the defense can kind of just sit and hold, anchor in mid, have quick rotates if you don't pressure them out. So now the attack, they need to make those plays early. And I think that critical piece of map control that we didn't see from Northeastern Aqua, that we're also not seeing from the Ruby Owls, is that A ramp. Now, could this be a little bit telegraphed coming out of a timeout? Absolutely. But I do want to see that piece of the map and vents area become more prominent with what's happening. Find an insert there. Find a lurk towards A or B main. And then get somebody going all the way through. You have closed smokes that do regen. They don't last the longest, so they can be good for initial A pressure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Ruby Owls can get away with, you know, poking, prodding, and then leaving because of all the health packs that they have from that Sage as well as Sky. I mean, they can get away with a lot as long as they have an out. So I want to see from Angel even more silliness, but they're going to take an early fight into Rams here in their face. It's going to be a recall. Ivy going to fall. Im getting a pick of their own. Oust there. Also one with the Deagle. There are so many people stacked on the site, though. I don't know if this is the play, guys.
Well, Ruby Owls, they have Voss on the lurk mid. This is contained, though.
Oh,
It's held. Voss is going to keep using this to pinch the site. Great reaction, or so we were thinking, but apparently those main players just not on the same page. Didn't double swing out, so the punish just goes on to Oz.
yeah, and Oust there. I mean, no value from the ult, and it's going to be a little bit of a pivot fighting this Ramps once more. Gonna clear out Espeon, but Mimi has been holding this down as well. Gonna be a nice pick onto Espeon, but they're gonna go through mid to B. I love this call. This pivot is just beautiful.
I mean, yeah, especially after you see the Omen, you know Fade and Neon are both on site, and you either take down the Omen or not. I think you're still supposed to be calling to go to B here. especially with this res
30
available. You
seconds
can
left.
go for an aggro fight. You have the Waylay ultimate if you really need it. So this is going to be a very early fight. Sage could even re-wrap main if they wanted. There's so many possibilities. Northeastern Aqua are pinned.
Yeah, I mean, this was a great call. That stack was a little bit sus.
Enemy
And
remaining.
now Lila
C.
gonna get one before gonna be traded out by Mimi and Angel finishing out the round there. I mean,
Did you hear that audio
That-
bait, by the way?
Appreciate the journey.
I did not hear the audio they
So
know.
the Sage of Jelly threw a slow orb at Heaven to make it seem like they didn't know where the players were, even though they were fully pushed up into spawn there.
Oh, some mind games happening.
I don't know if they actually realized that in the moment or if that was intentional, but like if that's me, I'm saying mwah, chef's kiss. That is
I mean, just beautiful, beautiful from Ruby Owls. It's truly trust. And that is match point, guys. It is do or die for Northeastern on this map. Best of 3 on the back foot. Angel here just taking all that space. Gonna be the Raze ult popped here. Rocket Fuse not gonna be able to find anyone. You're taking early space in this lobby. Ouse with one. Espeon gonna get that trade, but an Ouse with another. That's a 2K on the board. And it's gonna be rotations coming in, but they're a little bit late. Maybe gonna have a lot of time for the Ruby Owls to have this post-plant situation, and they're gonna hear these footsteps as well walking up, and that's a Judge. Gonna be cleared out, but I mean, not gonna find anything. Okay. Signs of life, M dangerously low.
Waylay ult incoming. Yep. Oh, it's perfect. I mean, you know all three players are in vent here. This is just an ult dump, and yeah, you're making a last-ditch effort now, but funneled in through, spammed on away. Angel says goodbye, and the Halo is brought over to the Ruby Owls for at least map number 1.
Yeah, I mean, that was I would say an honorable effort. Last-ditch effort from Northeastern there, but the Ruby Owls had the playbook on lock. And they just really finished everything out.
I'm just worried at the fact that you had 4 ultimates in that final round. You had the Pit, the Neon ults, you had the Run It Back, and I think one more, and from the Shadows. And they don't use either of them for early space. They don't pit mid. They don't Phoenix ult for retake. They instead kind of just get forced into that B main pressure, and a 2-for-2 trade would be ideal, but instead it's 2-for-1. I just wish they would cycle those ults a bit more, give themselves a better upper hand in more rounds, as opposed to kind of gamble dumping ults in for 1 round. That's maybe why we were seeing that timeline look the way that it did, with the 3 rounds and then 1, and then 3 rounds and then 1, because they didn't have the ults to go through. You said it in 1 round. Well, the duelists, they were pushing in hard together, and the duel looked really nice, but it's because they had an ult in those rounds that they won. So I think going forward, that's something to keep an eye on, but I'm sure we'll talk about some certain keys to the next map coming up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I personally thought the Northeastern had some honorable efforts, but as you said, you know, having the Into the Shadows ultimatum can be a lot to get into the heads of Ruby Owl and kind of make them have to re-clear their own spawn and make them rethink how they're holding down that defense. And I think that could have helped them out, but unfortunately did not see that utilized. It's also a good little get out of jail free card if, you know, some of those trades don't go quite your way. But I mean, we have one more map for Northeastern Aqua to crawl back.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if they get past that one, another one on top of that. But let's just focus on map 2. We'll get to that in just a moment. The Aurora series Forge Trials will be back very, very shortly, and we'll have more Valorant coming up for you in just a bit. We'll see you then.
Forge Trials is presented by the Army National Guard.
strangers get way too serious around family, and I don't have any wishes, but when I kiss you, our lips fit well, and I don't have expectations, but when I daydream, I fall asleep, and our hands melt. It started out as teasing, but I had deeper meaning when I touched your chest. Now I don't know how to act, but if I did, and I don't have any wishes, but when I kiss you, our lips fit well, and I don't have expectations, but when I daydream, I fall asleep, and our hands melt. But if I did, and I don't have wishes, our lips fit well, and I don't have expectations, but when I daydream, I fall asleep, and our hands melt.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Forge Trials brought to you by the Army. I have to say, first map was very defining. Ruby Owls versus Northeastern Aqua. If you're new, first map went to the Ruby Owls. Thank you, and shout out to the Army National Guard for hosting the Forge Trials Aurora series for women and marginalized genders. Next map, we're going to be going to, I believe, what map are we going to, Ari?
Pearl.
Yeah, so we are going to Pearl. Abyss and Bind are banned, and Haven shall be the decider. if we get there, Northeastern Aqua lost that first map there, which was their pick, which kind of feels bad if you're them.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of talking a little bit outside of the stream in the green room about how these map picks shake up, and with it being split, Pearl and the decider of Haven, these are all kind of traditional maps. There's no real strat heavy or different tempo, I guess I should say, in maps that are required to be played. Like, let's take something out of the map pool of like Corrode, which actually is in the map pool for this. I changed my mind. I lied. Corrode, you really need to focus on mid eternally. If you don't, you just lose. And if you don't have that space, you lose. And if you don't have that space, you lose. Do you see my point? I'm trying to get that point through.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. And we have for Northeastern Aqua some uncommon trades here brought to you by the Army National Guard. Ari, bring us through these.
Okay, so we got ult cycle. We talked about it before the break. We're going to talk about it after the break, and we're going to talk about it during the game too. But ult cycle, really important for them to get an ult, use it during a round, make sure they have the upper hand in that one, and then they can get through multiple rounds with multiple different upper hands. We talked about that. You get that. Group, but don't gamble. What does this mean? It means have 3 players, go for a fight, do that, and get that space. That's nice, but don't have all 5 players there, because then you lose space across the rest of the map, and then you're pigeonholed into only going in for one option. We saw that even for the Ruby Owls, in that kind of streak of a couple rounds where they ended up losing, they were fully funneled into A main or B main, something like that. So making sure you don't put all your eggs in one basket. And finally, get silly is actually a term for the other team, for the Ruby Owls. Let them get silly. Let them make mistakes. Let them overheat. You can punish them. You are just as skilled as they are. Don't let them walk over you. Don't let them just frag out. Instead, hold, take them down when they overswing you, and then push off your advantage.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, from the Northeastern Aqua, we saw some really great shots. I mean, they had some really great rounds there. Espeon, I have to say, I think was personally my MVP of some of those rounds, because, I mean, they were just doing a lot of great lurks, great, like, setting up the team, as well as just getting those trades, finishing out those rounds, which I think was very defining on the rounds that Northeastern Aqua did win. But at the same time, you know, Ruby Owl did make mistakes, and they did overheat a lot. So I definitely agree with the let them get silly. Let Ruby Owls make those mistakes and overheat, as well as, you know, I think the knife really was having so many people in one confined space and the lurkers being all by themselves. Sometimes it's okay to have 2 people sitting in a different lobby that you don't plan on ending, you know? Just to, you know, to snag those trades when you know. This has happened time and time again from the Ruby Owls. Every defense, they're pushing out. They're taking space as much as possible. So when you know that's going to happen, you can punish it.
Or fake the aggression, right? You don't need 3 players to break the wall mid. You know, kind of just break it with one, and then read that the lurk is going to be fought. We know Oz loves to just kind of take that solo fight over towards the extremities. Now, will they be doing so in this map of Pearl on Astra? I doubt it, or at least maybe a little less frequently. It might be eep, eep, eep here on that Killjoy taking those lurk duels, but quick engagement. Oz still with the shorty, and it looks like map 1 has continued over to map 2.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it is 1-1. So, I mean, even all along, but Jelly looking dangerously low here. Northeastern Aqua technically has a health advantage, but that's going to be 2. Bringing the numbers down. That's the Cassicers for you. 1 enemy remaining. Keep all alone. Oh, 2K. And it's a 1v1. Jelly, 1 HP. And suddenly, it is back in Northeastern Aqua's favor. It's so winnable. It's just Jelly.
Oh, right click. Was that a right click?
That is. It didn't.
Show me the bullet count. Show me the bullet count. If that says 9, I'm gonna lose it. 10. Okay, it was a left click. All right, but still. Wow.
I mean, they were both dangerously low, but I swear, I mean, Jelly, all you had to do was sneeze on her.
Well, I just found it funny that, you know, the numbers were in favor of Ruby Owls, and then Northeastern Aqua brought it back, and then it looked like they had it, and then the Ruby Owls take the round, and it's like, what? I wasn't expecting that. How did that happen? Well, you can't really dwell on that too much.
Classic pistol round chaos.
Yeah. And now you're going to get classic anti-eco round chaos with 2 snipers, a judge, a specter, and a sheriff. When have we ever seen that one? In every round 13 conversion ever, somehow.
I mean, early eye to maybe gain some lobby information, and I really like this kind of mid push here, but there is a KJ station there to garner some information if you want to push, so maybe not where you want to commit. We've got one, you know, inserted into this B lobby, so I'm going to assume that's kind of where they want to end? Question mark?
I mean, this is, in my eyes, a feeler towards mid. You try and get as many picks or guns down as you can. If you die, so be it, but you want to at least break this Killjoy utility and have this kind of solid default, forcing out a reaction, because again, it looks like they are letting them get silly, which is good. They're listening to us somehow. But they are going to explore towards street, I assume, and then they're going to be
here is the
face
silly
of this. Yeah.
This is the silly we were talking about. I wouldn't want to peek that with just a classic in hand, but Ivy's going to do it anyway. Straight into the crosshair, but Owl's going to get 2 before falling, but that's 2 for Mimi to, you know, make up for what they lost. And, I mean, it is brought back even. Our duelists
30
really
seconds left.
doing their job there, I have to say.
Oh, timing over towards A-Link? Yeah.
Oh! Youch.
I think you
Keep
know
it a
there's 2
fall.
towards A. Surely you go B right in this moment. Time low, though. They need to make a play.
Is low. You need to get onto site, get that plant down, and that's straight to the crosshair of Angel with another and a third to finish out the round.
I think Northeastern Aqua, they had the plan going in of explore art, then explore street. Once that happened, though, their, I don't want to say reaction, but their idea of what they do next just never kind of showed up. And it was like, okay, we got the value we were hoping for, but then what do we do? How do we transition that into a round win?
And it could have worked if everything happened a little bit faster, I think. There needed to be some kind of tempo change, in my opinion.
Agreed. I was thinking speed up towards street, but maybe that's hindsight or omniscient view notice. Either way,
Lots of early
rifles here, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, that's an aggressive position from Angel. Very confident with the Bucky. Gonna have to reposition, gonna double dash out there.
Uh-oh.
Jelly cleared out, hindered,
What?
mollied.
Full
What?
blind!
Nah. Ivy with 2 there. Jelly gonna get 1 before going out. It's a 3v4 retake. Plant is gonna go down. The flash is there. Abby is down. 3k for Ivy. 2 more on the board. Could be an ace if they wanted to get a little bit silly. But they're gonna opt to play for this plant.
I mean, you could have at least forced a tap on the spike with your smoke, but they didn't go for that. Instead, they're going to have to play this post plant shenanigans, and I don't think it's going to go too well for them. This is 2 stars with the spike.
Player standing.
Oh!
Now a trade, 1 HP on Lilac. I think good luck. GG, go save.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And that's exactly what Lilac is going to do. Some really great protocol from the Ruby Owls there. Nobody's going to catch this save, so at the end of the day, not all is lost in the hands of the Ruby Owls, but it's 2-1.
Just looking at those ults starting to cycle up. I mean, you have IV with that Phoenix ult. So if they really did listen to our tips, and they know what the deal is and what to change between map 1 and 2, I expect this Phoenix ult to either be used as a hard hit towards B, or a hard take, or a hard fake. But otherwise, I still want to see that speed up change come through.
Recovering it.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to see some more tempo plays from Northeastern Aqua because they've proven that they can win gunfights. It's all about that timing. And it's going to be a first pick for Angel. Early aggression once more. Lilac with another. I mean, it's so predictable and not punished yet.
I mean, it's fine if you have that idea to go for that play, but use the Phoenix ult. If you're taking a hard engage, It's okay. Use it. It's basically a cooldown. It's like 5 or 6 orbs.
Yeah, I mean, Owls is also inserted here. Ruby Owl's defense is textbook with the way that they play these insertions. And it's so sleepy quiet from Northeastern Aqua, but with these numbers, the trades are never going to go in your favor. Espeon going to peek this, not even going to get one before falling to Aus. And Eep, I mean, they just have feelers everywhere. Though it's going to be KJ versus KJ, and it's going to be Abby getting that kill. Nothing has fallen into Northeastern's lap this round. No kills on the board. And it's M with the spike. Maybe can make something happen. I don't know. Nope. Not gonna happen. And I have to say it, not Jelly killing their counterpart as well as Abby killing their counterpart. I think it was kind of cinematic.
A reminder that for these two teams' first matchups, it was a round differential of -13 for Northeastern Aqua and -17 for Ruby Owls. Now, the reason that's a little bit shocking is because Ruby Owls came in as the 5 seed versus a 4 seed. You expect that game to be really, really close, but that one was honestly more one-sided than the Northeastern Aqua, who came in as the 8th seed against the 1 seed. So it really is nothing for Northeastern Aqua to lose, but at the same time, with how close that first matchup was between these two teams, you have to expect them to come out of the woodworks with something and not just kind of roll over and let these rounds keep going the way of the Ruby Owls.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna see some util broke. That's gonna be a notification. There's pushes in this mid area. Ivy gonna be caught by this util as well. Lilac gonna do some damage, but not gonna quite see anything quite yet. But I mean, look at the way that Ruby Owls is placed on the map right now. I mean, wherever you go.
No.
Ivy, though, in their spawn. That's a nice little kill to pick up, and a new shiny gun as well. Angel gonna be, I believe, I don't know if that was pre-fire or if they saw that shoulder check. But it's gonna be Angel here, not quite giving up this space quite yet. Angel here has been very daring and brave in these early lobby fights. It's gonna be Eep on top. Nice little dink there. I was still, I mean, they are playing all across the map. I mean, they're just playing all across the map here. I mean,
oh boy.
I was there with one, but Mimi gonna pick up that trade. Ivy is just in their spawn permanently. It's gonna be Jelly gonna catch that. Lilac gonna trade them out there. Punish that lurk finally. It's a 1v3 retake. I don't know. They've had time for this post play, but it's playing for this main. It's going to be a default play, so it's predictable and it's punishable if Lilac can play their cards right.
But it's also insanely difficult. You may know what's happening and how they're playing it, but what can you do to combat a 1 versus 3 with all the util in the world? That I don't know of too much. It might just be a see what you can get if you're given anything. If not, just get out of dodge. But again, Northeastern Aqua, what a round from them. A good response. I mean, Oz had the chance to win the round for the Ruby Owls. Unfortunately, could only get one, and there you have it. They play good, solid Valorant, and they end up in the winner's column.
Yeah, and part of that Valorant was that lurk from Ivy, and I think that's a little bit unconventional from what we've been seeing from Northeastern. They usually like to send the smokes or initiator to lurk, but it's going to be the duelist this time, and I don't mind that change.
Honestly, I'm just excited to see the fact that, again, Northeastern Aqua are thinking, hey, we are holding strong with our space that we have. We're not putting all our eggs in one basket, and that's exactly what's working for them. They're realizing the scenario.
It's going to be really fast, early aggression from Ruby Owls in this mid. Just predictable, as we said time and time again. But they're going to pull out. Eep is going to see a lot of action soon. Going to get that first one. Going to fall, get traded out there. But they know that there is a lurk mid, and they're going to let it happen. They're going to let it ride. They're not going to get too greedy. But they're ready to fight it. Ivy going to get Abby. That flash going to come out. Mimi with another. They're going to clear that. And suddenly, that push just didn't work out for Ruby Owls in the end. And I have to say, it was a beautiful, beautiful response from Northeastern Aqua there. Plank gonna go down, and it's a 1v3 retake once more.
That reminds me of a certain meme audio. I believe it goes, eh? Because how is that 3-4 players in mid early, taking that space, and then somehow converting the round back is Northeastern Aqua? I mean, they really had a solid re-clear, but in actuality, remember, it was just them peeking together, waiting for the Ruby Owls to overextend. Because as soon as you get that first pick, I feel like the second one's supposed to kind of chill back for the Ruby Owls. They need to kind of just insert. There's going to be a re-clear, yes, but the chance of you getting it with a dry re-clear versus a util re-clear is a lot easier.
Yeah, and I mean, I have to say the most compelling rounds have been these push and pull rounds for Ruby Owls and Northeastern, where, you know, both sides are getting some crazy multi-frags. Gonna see, though.
Same mid play again, yeah.
Nice.
This time they're aware of it, too.
Spike down mid.
I mean, 1-for-1 is not the worst result. But who'd you lose? A Fade versus a Jet? Okay. I mean, honestly, both expendable in this case.
Abby with the Stinger doing a little bit of damage to the toes, but gonna pull out the Bandit to do some more. But gonna fall to Ivy. Angel with the refrag, though.
Uh-oh.
Gonna throw the hinder, but it's not gonna get anything SB on there to punish. It's a 2v3, but the plant is not down quite yet. The smoke gonna come out there. Plant is down. SB on there, I have to say again, with that cover, once more, I mean, that Fade Dog is gonna see 2 here, but they've got a nice kind of cross-section here for them to have to clear. Owl's gonna push this with the Bucky, not gonna find anything, but a little bit of damage, and it's gonna be Jelly here to try and pick up the pieces with a sad, sad gun.
A sherf, as we like to call it in the biz. Yeah, I mean, NT us trying to go for the recall start play into a Bucky jump back haul, but unfortunately not going to happen. And for the Ruby Owls, right, Pearl is a map about pushing and pulling. You don't necessarily need to make that first engagement happen. You don't need all the space in the world, but you do need a lane, or at least a response to noise in a lane. So a lot of times teams will just opt for B information. They'll have Killjoy setups towards mid and or towards B. And then for the A control, right, you put up a star, that is a lot of utility that needs to be invested in order to re-clear that space. Yes, I guess you could wait it out, but the chances of you just getting shot from any of those angles really, really high. So if I'm the Ruby Owls, if I'm Zobi, I'm saying, hey, play heavier towards mid here, play the early insert towards A, play it like normal Valorant, don't overthink it too hard, because you are, at least in their minds, we are the better team, guys, so let's just stick around and play how we know has been tried and true.
Yeah, I mean, they made a statement in that first map, second round in Ace. I mean, they definitely know in their bones that they can be confident, but maybe it's become a little bit overconfident and they're becoming predictable.
Operator out for the Ruby Owls, though, this time, and that's going to be posted. No way is this posted mid-shops. Oh boy, aggressive mid-play again. Northeastern Aqua are going to very happily let this happen. They're going to fight for the A main space, if anything, expecting this to be the read, and, well, it doesn't happen just quite yet. They catch nothing, they say, okay, job done, you've got our space, and now we can explore other lanes.
Yeah, and Lilac with the op, aiming down that mid-sight there. It's going to be quick initiate into the KJ setup. Gonna see if it's gonna be heavy, and that's gonna be run it back. Invested a heavy fade. Oh, Abby though has some nice aim. So many ults invested. It's gonna have to be space given, but they're not on site yet. So much dumped, and I mean the rotations are there. And I mean I would like this call if it weren't so messy.
Yeah, I mean, I see the vision, right? Obviously, you pressure A main, you don't hear anything. You say, oh, okay, they must be weaker towards A. But then you see a lot of resistance on the side of A, along with Killjoy utility, and you say, okay, maybe they just gamble stacked it, played a little bit harder on that defense. So they're going to go, obviously, and explore mid. The only problem is that the Ruby Owls are no longer on this A site. So the re-hit call should actually be really, really good here. One of the only times where it's not exactly telegraphed is when you appear to be scared off with something like a fatal.
Oh, a nice pick from Abby there. Overdrive gonna be invested. Another ult off the board. Abby, though, not shut down quite yet. Lilac with the knives gonna get one before shut down. Espeon, though, is crazy with these multi-frags and bringing us even to a 2v2, despite Abby being a statement player on that defense. I mean, it is a push and pull every round that Northeastern wants.
Killjoy on one, too. Yeah, I would kind of just rip it, and they have. The only problem is they don't know about the exact timings. They're gonna back up and honestly maybe swing off the Killjoy lockdown destroyed. Yeah, you heard the dash there. Oh, got the detain.
Wait.
Time? What's it gonna be?
I can't hear the spike.
Oh, wait, it's close. Wait.
There's no time. There's no time.
Yeah, wow.
I mean,
for the
it
play,
works.
they got it. Is that exactly how they drew that up? I don't think so. But it
I
worked.
definitely don't think so. And with so many ults invested there, is it? I mean, we had the Waylay ult from Angel. Yeah. We had the Fade ult from, I believe, M. And Overdrive invested Cosmic Divide as well. I think it goes to the favor more from Northeastern, but a round in their favor, so you can't be too mad about it.
I think that's a round to take a breather after. You just gotta chill and slow it down. Nope, okay, we're hard taking game main. Okay, Northeastern Aqua, they want more of the smoke. And, well, they've been given the space, but what's gonna be the reaction from the Ruby Owls? It's the walk up mid.
I mean, they're opting to play more for this retake, which I do not mind.
Spike planted.
I mean, Killjoy lockdown, of course, for the retake here. So doable.
Eep is 5 HP.
Could go down to their own Molly here.
I mean, I don't hate this post plant from Northeastern, but it can be punished. We shall see. That dog was scary for a 5 HP Killjoy.
Ooh, boy.
Oh
Very
my.
low. Heard
Nice.
the sound on the back.
Looking for falling. Ivy with one, Espeon with another, and it's going to be a 2K consecutively for Espeon and Ivy to finish out that round. And I mean, Espeon might be my GOAT.
The MVP, most valuable Pokemon? Is that what you're going
Something
for?
like that. Yeah.
I mean, Northeastern Aqua, they go for a great, I don't want to say even read, but it's more of just a react. They don't see any resistance towards that defender spawn, so they say, okay, we're just going to take the space. There's a good chance that the reaction wasn't towards B main, so it's probably still going to be a mid lurk, which we're holding for, or the triple flank. And they read that, they hear it at maybe at some point, and they lock it down strong.
Abby definitely heard that action, but is going to opt to give up that space. But I mean, Ivy once more running it down in the spawn area.
Great chain rotate here, though. Look at these positionings. One A main, one holding this, a second player floating to fade in case somebody starts to speed up. I mean, this is a really good net strat setup.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, with that KJ util, to let them know, it gets into the minds of Northeastern. It's not only, just, a trade game, but also a mind game of just the util itself. Gonna scare them away, but Eep still stationed here. They haven't committed to a site quite yet, but it's gonna be a B rotate.
Yeah, you need to start chain rotating towards B. You have that full A main line.
Oh, but
even
it's...
if someone were to make noise A, it'd be
Okay.
readable or at least contestable.
30 seconds on the clock. Jelly just got a
30
pick
seconds
onto Eep. Now they have to commit to a site here. Ivy gonna catch some action. Espeon with a pick. Oust, though, with the op, gonna punish that. I mean, the defense is right there. You can't really plant for free. Ivy, though, with one on to Abby, it's bringing us to a 3v3. Plant has to be down. But they're gonna opt to play patient here. Run it back, gonna be invested. Ivy gonna get one. Angel with two.
Uh-oh. Wow. Beautiful blind reaction there.
Yeah, dashing out. Beautiful, beautiful work. 2v2 situation. Angel a little low, but not impossible.
Wow.
Ouse, though. I mean...
Okay. Sure. I mean, if that's how you win the round, like, I'm down for it.
Wins
Is
are
that
wins.
easily replicatable? That I don't know. I mean, I'm just gonna let them tell us because honestly, if I were to predict one way or the other, they'd still show me up with a 4K somehow.
I mean, running back was invested there, and it had some really great use. Ivy did a really great job there, but I was just with the multi-frag. That's not something that you can quite shut down easily.
I think Northeastern Aqua overcooked there, no? Like, you
Yeah.
get taken down towards A art, and you've seen nothing on B, no reaction the entire time. I think you just book it B. At most, there's one player, maybe two. You have numbers in a 4v2 there.
Yeah, I think they pivoted a little bit too much. And let's slow it down once more.
Slow it down for both teams, honestly.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, Angel's still kind of in that frontal space. Maybe gonna look to do some early damage. Gonna see 3 people. That's a lot of info. Gonna dash away. I really like the way Owls is playing this, but that's gonna be a molly. That's so much damage.
Oh, welcome
Oh.
to Valorant, apparently.
Ivy gonna get 2 there to secure that site, but the rotations are coming in. Can they nip these rotations in the bud and secure another round? Yes, maybe with another, and it's a 2v5 retake. I mean, let's
How's the
see
money
what they
looking?
can cook up.
This might just be a save. Yeah, 50 credits to Lilac's name. I'm sure not much more for the Killjoy as well. No way.
But they're
you actually
opting
go
to
for
play on.
this.
No way. I mean,
They have a judge, so of course they don't want to save it if they can. Maybe get one and then just get out. That's why they're dashing towards the defender spawn there.
wait, they grabbed the gun?
Standing.
No.
And they're gone.
There is a world, but Abby gonna opt to save their 3K for Ivy for this round, and Northeastern gonna be 7-4 once that bomb goes off, and they're gonna go hunting for Abby, but I'm not sure they're gonna quite find her.
This Killjoy
Last
lockdown has been
round in
online
the
for a significant amount of rounds. And that worries me a little bit because now we're seeing the problem kind of flipped around, right? With Northeastern Aqua. Yeah, they're still doing a little bit of ult dumpy here or there, but for the most part, they are cycling, whereas the Ruby Owls are now either not in a position to use this lockdown or just scared to use it. Either way, I think that B-line is not being punished enough. And of course, as soon as I call that, there's now going to magically be a read by Northeastern Aqua to take the B-line. But it's just interesting to me. We have never seen a B end from B main.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too as well, but they're gonna switch up their game here. It's gonna be 4 towards B1 a little bit late, and a run it back invested to get some more information. Concuss there to delay this push, and nothing gonna come from that. I was gonna shut down Mimi. Ivy gonna have to run it back one more time, gonna jump around and get punished. Ouse, and it's gonna be the defensive KJ to just deny this push, but Cosmic Divide invested.
Big scan.
I mean,
This is just one, surely. Lockdown, Cosmic Divide. Yeah, this is Jover.
Flawless.
Little taste of the Northeastern Aqua medicine as they ult dump them back.
ult after ult to secure them that round, but I mean, as we want to review from before, somebody did tell us that it is a mental game for the Ruby Owls as well.
Oh yeah. Especially in a map like Pearl. You lose one lurk battle, you want to go and push that same lane again and try and get them because you're like, oh my gosh, I had them. I had hit them for like 80 damage and it was so close. It was on their head, I swear.
Yeah.
We see a lot of that will happen. And for the most part, it's been relatively back and forth if that recontest goes their way or not, but Northeastern Aqua happy with that 2-round at the lead. The 2-round lead at the half, I'd have to say.
And look at the way that Owls is playing this. I mean, they're completely kind of stacking towards A, completely, kind of off of B. ready to react if they're there, but I mean, this is I would say, kind of a free site. Gonna be dashing on. Space is easily taken here. Espeon with a classic, gonna have to give this space. Angel there, gonna be punished for running around with that knife out. That's not the clear you want to see. Defense running to rotate. Lilac able to get one before traded. It's gonna be a 4v3 retake here. Oust here. Gonna get one, okay.
Wait.
Abby with another. And now it's a 3v3. Let's see. Who's gonna come out on top here? I can never really tell with these frags.
Planet for long though. Star on Spike. Time running low.
Yeah.
Last player
Mid
standing.
lurk as well. Yeah. Not gonna happen. I mean, the Ruby Owls,
Sleep.
they had a good go of it. It might make it a little costly in terms of the ult orbs and weaponry, but instead, nope, we end up at the score line of...
The scoreline of doom.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say, but if you want
Nope.
to, you can.
Nope. 76. 76. The year
Yeah.
America was something or other.
Also, Soldier 76 from Overwatch, if there's any enjoyers in the chat.
The Ruby Owls, by the way, they took one-on-one engagements, 3 of them in that post plant. And there was one that went 0 for 1. There was one that went 1 for 1. And the other one that went 1 and 0. And I'm just worried. Because if that's their game plan every time, surely that will get punished at some extent. They got lucky because it was pistol round, I'm going to say. But that's not going to be successful in a gun round. Surely.
We've got this lurk from the KJ, but we're gonna full hit B once more. Espeon playing a little bit off, gonna actually play in this back site. Not gonna be seen by the eye. That's a little bit of a timing. And Espeon gonna get one before trading out, but that's a nice value there on that save. Abby here. Oh, gonna catch that. Lurk.
Oop.
Oh, Ivy with the classic though. Okay. Gonna heal up. And it
Got
is
my
a
one.
3v3 situation. But Jelly here, ready, waiting, knows they're there. This is good comms.
Here's 2.
Not-
It's going to be a peek off of some sort of angle.
Oh,
Angel.
that's
maybe didn't get
crazy.
Tom.
Last player
Oh, the
Oh,
knife
no.
out! Nah.
Right click for the win? Nope. 1v2 Phoenix ult if they really want. Oh, it's beautiful. Spam?
Oh,
That's not on the diffuser.
no.
7
no,
bullets.
No.
Full stick. No!
Oh, the clutch for Lilac! And that was just a crazy round.
Well, if you told me we'd be tied up at 7-7 in this map, I would believe you. But the
But
fashion of
not-
how we got here.
Yeah, but not in the way that we did for sure. I mean, there's some really good things and bad things from both sides.
Ivy's at 19-10 right now.
Let's see now.
Where does this come from?
I mean,
They
It
must just
might
be saying,
be-
nah, I'd win.
yeah, I mean, maybe that was just a warm-up map.
Very well could be. Honestly, we've seen that a lot more than we actually mention.
All right, we got 3 on the defense here, ready to match this push. It's gonna be a Molly here doing a good bit of damage, but Lilac there to get the cross. Ivy falling. Angel with a Bucky. Gotta get one on Mimi before falling to him with the refrag, but it's a 3v4. But I mean, we've seen time and time before, numbers don't really matter.
True.
I just... We got a half HP fade on Northeastern side. Eve here ready to catch that cross. Kind of does, but no, not much damage going to be done. Here's the plant going down, but this could be a crazy lurk from Abby, actually.
Especially with that Prowler going through, there's no way. If you actually walk into mid here, you're a sicko. You're a psycho.
Oh no, oh no.
It's just not going to happen.
Surely not.
I'm getting flashbacks to Pistol.
I mean, confidently walking down
Timing?
to the site. Oh, wait, the timing, but Lilac there to catch it. Eve with the trade, though. Lilac is there. The shots are hitting, but not quite. 1v2 situation for Eve. Can she do it? But the pull to deny the plant.
Hello.
I mean, deny the defuse.
Imagine if
Gonna
I
shoot the
died
Molly.
right now. So funny.
Molly.
Oh, the Molly's gonna do some damage, and it's gonna be Abby with the last elimination there. And another round for the Ruby Owls, bringing them, I believe, to the upper hand for the second time this map.
Yeah, I guess ever since like the pistol and that where they had that 3-1. Yeah,
Been in the
very
deficit.
interesting. I mean, the Ruby Owls, they are playing much more traditional things. Of course, by the way, I'm just seeing the chat and I saw the faded numbers of Doom, by the way.
Yeah,
When the scoreline happened.
I have to say, Ruby Owls is playing textbook. It's really good Valorant. I can't be mad at the Ruby Owls for playing so dominantly, having some really great gunplay as well, not to mention how awesome those shots have been hitting for them. But also, just in terms of shot calling, when they aren't overheating like they were on Split, they're playing good Valorant, and I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, I think Zobi, the timeout, was honestly not used to call too many strats. It was just saying, hey guys, why are we, 4-person running at mid, or like, why are we making gamble plays? Let's just chill out. Let's wait for them to make the mistakes. Let's let them get